The last one is infrastructure at a national level. We talked about what we mean by the term infrastructure and then what some of the gaps were specifically from the point of view of local government. So what do we mean by the term infrastructure? Isabella's metaphor of the kitchen and the recipes that you use to actually create the things you're trying to create. Some of that is the kind of connectivity at a broadband level for non-science organisations and the sort of super high-speed advanced research network for the science organisations. And as Isabella mentioned in her talk before, it's some of the big physical things, boats and herbaria and synchrotrons and labs and those sorts of things. But it's also the IT infrastructure, and that's really big computers, but then the stuff that we're kind of interested in, that we're kind of calling infrastructure, is the big databases and then the kind of systems and connecting glue that draws it all together. So the parts that aren't standards or protocols, the infrastructure is the systems over which they flow and over which data can transfer. So it's a bit like when you connect your computer to the internet, your computer is part of the internet, but it's not actually the internet's infrastructure. That's the internet's servers and bandwidth and software and the software schema and protocols and so forth. What was that? Yeah, we also started mixing metaphors, and we're talking about kind of a whole organism made up of component parts, and we got into talking about slime molds and how cool they were, and the idea that it's not kind of a top-down thing, it's the whole being greater than the sum of the parts, and the infrastructure is what enables that. Gaps. So discovery of systems data sets, the metadata question, and we can kind of put half a tick against that because of the system that Isabella's been developing and championing, and hopefully that'll come through.
Less than half a tick at this point.
Right, less than half a tick. I'm an eternal optimist.
Half a tick and some fingers crossed.
Yeah. The kind of knowing who's doing what. So that's kind of a biodiversity Facebook kind of, and Dataversity kind of is that, but maybe there are other, more dynamic means of social interaction, social media stuff that could be deployed so that there's more of awareness of who's doing what. Or maybe that's just something like Doc's inventory and monitoring projects database, and if council started doing that, then you can at least know who's doing what where at a kind of a project level.
And land use our futures.
And land use our futures as well. And knowing what's been being done and how. So example of tidal studies across the country, what methods they used, and this is a thread that's come through from your discussion and from the one that Jim was leading, that we're talking about kind of some sort of a repository of methodologies. And Isabella alerted us that MFE had done some work kind of on an e-library of methodologies, but we're not quite sure where that's up to. And so that's maybe a piece of infrastructure that's kind of missing. And then we also had something that I called, using a very technical term, function topic-based connecty things. And by that we mean things like some kind of shared SNA aggregation system, national weeds distribution database or network, Same thing for plants, the kind of topic or function specific level thing that draws data together, and there'll probably be several of those, and maybe down the track a bit, once all of this has happened, then there might be able to be some kind of biodiversity portal that enables you to kind of drill down and get access to all of it. So in terms of dates and actions, we just gave all of those to Isabella to save the world, basically.
Yesterday.
Yesterday.
I'm alarmed at how much my name has come up in this report back. I thought I was more in listening mode through that.
Yeah.
I have a quick question, if I can interrupt at the end though. Eric, did you mention that the SHAP, the Stream Habitat Assessment Protocol, which I gather has done the rounds of councils and
about it as well. It's talking about regional councils.
right?
Yeah, that's from anyone who's actually worked with SHAP, but hand up and you can talk about it. It doesn't, you know, a little bit about
start. I found out about it through university because again, there's that kind of break with regional councils and the next level down.
Yeah,
so I'm about to start using it as a week or two.
It's definitely a handbook of methods and ideas of where they want to go, and again, don't quote me exactly on this because I think about it from someone else in my department who's using it, but it's definitely been passed around regional councils, and it's a methodology and an aim within the next 3 years where people are going to all report back together. It's kind of what I'm talking about for the last 2 years.
That struck me as the kind of initiative that could sort of act as a bit of a glue to draw together councils, at least on a functional basis. They all have to assess student habitat. Therefore, let's all do it the same way and all collaborate on getting the same methodology. Does anybody know, did MFE put that out, or who kicked it off?
It came to Enviro. It was funded through that. Stream habitat assessment, I know it's for wadeable rivers and streams, and it's to do with hydrological and habitat data on the side of the stream, so it's not kind of covering the in-stream biota and that side of things, so it's kind of that slightly different aspect.
Can you do a post to the discussion group about chat, Erin? That'd be great.
I'll find out more about it.
Can we have afternoon tea, Julie? Because otherwise we're not going to have any break at all before the last session.
Yeah, we're done. I only need to say that I was kidding about I wasn't giving all the tasks to Isabella. She's got some important stuff to do. I'm working with TIFBIS to help work out what some of the gaps might be and how they might be funded. There's some other stuff that I'm doing with Jim and with National Weeds Distribution Database and other conversations I think that need to happen. So no sort of the actions that we've already going on, but lots of good stuff that we need to be done.